As Ruth Porat takes a new role at Google, the lack of women in Silicon Valley is getting renewed attention. Today, closing arguments began in a high-profile case that alleges venture capital firm Kleiner Perkins Caulfield and Byers discriminated against former employee Ellen Pao due to her gender. And that's not the only case of gender discrimination, alleged gender discrimination. Julia Borston in San Francisco now examines the issue and what's being done about it.
Venture capital fund Kleiner Perkins isn't the only one in Silicon Valley under fire for gender discrimination. Facebook and Twitter both hit by lawsuits in the past week alleging gender discrimination. And employment attorney Lawrence Pearson says this is just the beginning.
It will encourage other people to come forward, and I think also wakes up Silicon Valley and really the rest of corporate America as well to the fact that they need to pay attention to these issues.
While Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg advocates for women to lean in and for companies to be more inclusive, even she says all of Silicon Valley needs to do better. Part of the problem, Silicon Valley has a reputation for being a boys' club. Last June, Facebook reported 69% of its overall global workforce is male, right in line with Google, Apple, and Twitter, all reporting a 70% male workforce. Yahoo, 62% male. At Facebook, women comprise just 23% of senior ranks, though that's better than the average. They're just 11% of executives at Silicon Valley's top 150 companies. That's 5 percentage points less than the average at the S&P 500, according to a report by Fenwick and West.
There is a vicious cycle that needs to be broken, and it's something that will require really conscious, active thought by current decision makers and leaders.
These companies are a key training ground for entrepreneurs and venture capital investors. So industry watchers say improving the numbers at the tech giants is key to driving equality across the whole industry. And Silicon Valley is rising to the challenge. Intel's addressing the lack of female engineers with a $300 million diversity in technology initiative to train and recruit female and other underrepresented groups of computer scientists.
I think most importantly for companies, having women leaders, having women involved in decision-making actually leads to better decision-making.
Cisco's John Chambers implored his executives to read Lean In and make the company more diverse. It tries to attract a diverse mix to the training programs it spends $200 million on annually. Chambers points to the 3 women on Cisco's board and 5 women on its operating committee as examples. All of these initiatives have one thing in common: the belief that increasing gender diversity isn't just good for women, it's good for business. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Julia Borston in San Francisco.